What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the techniques that we like to teach for a low bar squat. So we're adding the quarter at the bottom. That doesn't apply to everybody. That's the variation of this movement, but all of the techniques that we use for a low bar squat will still apply here, and it's going to benefit you if you want to build a good squat. Come up a little bit higher for the second, for the quarter. That's how, good. Good. Up. 85 kilogram, 1 1/4 squats, low bar positions. Amanda's doing this as a variation of her main squat, and the idea of the quarter rep being performed in the bottom position is to strengthen that bottom position. So if you had to listen to the cues that I gave her midpoint, was I told her to slow down and come up a little bit higher for that quarter rep. What a lot of people do wrong for this is they kind of like, they come down and they bounce and then bounce up again. That's defeating the purpose of it. You want to slow down that quarter repetition, control down, come to almost a complete stop, and not use momentum, not use bounce, not use stretch reflex. Use your muscles to stand back up a quarter of the way, control it down again, and then drive up out of the hole. So the first rep was not very high, but then she fixed it on the last rep. So that was set 1, we've got 2 sets to go. Let's have a look at some low bar techniques that you can use straight away and improve your squat. Starting off, grabbing the bar as close as shoulder mobility allows. Amanda has much better shoulder mobility than me, so she gets to grab the bar quite close. When I hold the bar, I'm out wide. I'm not trying to hold it wide. That's just as close as I can go. It's the same cue. What that does is when you come under the bar and place it on your back, it allows you to increase the upper back tension by pulling your shoulders together. Bring your hands all the way out. Look at her upper back. She loses tension now. She loses tension. So bring it in super close. Allows you to pull your shoulder blades back and down, which is the cues that we like to use. Squeezing the shoulder blades together uses these middle back muscles, which holds your mid back from folding forward. But don't just think, so we think about pulling the elbows back, but it's not just back. It's back and down. The down component allows you to contract your lats, which supports your spine better than any of the core muscles. So now, have a look at the bar position. This is a low bar squat. It's sitting on the rear head of the deltoids. Come back to a high bar. So that's a high bar squat. That's where you see a lot of quad focus Olympic style squats. That's on the upper traps. Now what we want to do is sit it on the rear head of the deltoid. Big mistake that a lot of people make is going too low and it falls off that shelf. That's no good. Now you've got no stability and a lot of that weight is sitting on your arms, and that's too heavy on your arms and it's going to stuff up your squat pattern. So make sure it's sitting on the shelf created by the rear delt. So you want to see those muscles popping out underneath. The next thing we do is do the set. Let's have a go. 3-step walkout. 1 straight back, side, side, standing in her comfortable stance. What she thinks about here is screwing her feet into the floor, taking a big breath to brace, controls that weight down, controls it up a quarter, down again, and drives it up to the start point. She's looking straight ahead the whole time. The body follows the eyes. Controls the weight down, controls it up, controls it down, drives it up fast. Good. This is how you really build strength in that bottom position. She's not bouncing in and out of the hole now. Control, 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 drive fast. That's a 1 1/4 squat. Nice work.
Thank you.
That's a cabbage. Now we're going to have a look at this same movement from a different view. Let's have a look. Grabs the bar as close as her shoulder mobility allows. Places the barbell on her rear deltoids, elbows back and shoulder blades down from start to finish, looking straight ahead. 3-step walkout, standing in her comfortable stance, outside her hip width, toes pointed very slightly outwards. Controls the weight down. She takes a big breath and brace, controls it down to the bottom position, up a quarter, down to full depth, drives it out of the hole. Big breath, controls down. All the way down, up above parallel is what we're aiming for. No bouncing, all control. It's all muscle, no momentum. She's looking straight ahead from start to finish. Very important. The body follows the eyes. Nice work. So that's 3 by... I just did that. And I said 3. That's 3 by 3 on 85 kilograms. What week is that?
Week 1.
So here's a bit of a programming tip for you. Week 1, the only reason I'm able to talk like this and not stand behind her is because we choose conservative weights on week 1 so that she can go up on week 2. On week 2, I'll probably be standing behind her and definitely be standing behind her on week 3 and week 4. So that gives room to be able to progress from next week. What's the plan next week? 90 kilos for 3x3.
Yep.
It's probably going to get tough, but also she'll be able to do it fine. Week 3, I'd say 95. That's when it's going to get really, really tough. So stay tuned. Follow me on Instagram. Follow Amanda May Coaching on Instagram. See you then.